Evam, yes, this is right. Etat, what you have said, Mahabhaga, O great personality, Yatha, as Vadasi, you are speaking, Dehinam, about living entities accepting material bodies, Ajnana Prabhava, by the influence of ignorance, Aham Dehi, this is my interest, false ego, Swapara iti, this is another's interest, Bida, differentiation, Yataha, because of such a conception of life. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhai Vind Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. O great personality, Kamsa, only by the influence of ignorance does one accept the material body and bodily ego. What you have said about this philosophy is correct. Persons in the bodily concept of life, lacking self realization, differentiate in terms of this is mine and this belongs to another. Kindly repeat the translation. O great personality, Kamsa, only by the influence of ignorance does one accept the material body and bodily ego. What you have said about this philosophy is correct. Persons in the bodily concept of life, lacking self realization, differentiate in terms of this is mine and this belongs to another. Purport. Everything is done automatically by the laws of nature, which work under the direction of the Supreme Personality of God. There is no question of doing anything independently. For one who has put himself in this material atmosphere is fully under the control of nature's laws. Our main business, therefore, should be to get out of this conditioned life and again become situated in spiritual existence. Only due to ignorance does a person think, I am a demigod, I am a human being, I am a dog, I am a cat. Or when the ignorance is still further advanced, I am God. Unless one is fully self realized, one's life of ignorance will continue. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport and translation to Canto 10, Chapter 4, Text 26 of Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Mahabhaga. This verse is spoken by Vasudeva addressing Kamsa, and he is Everything comes as Mahabhaga. Oh, great personality. Ethan vadasi dehina. Evam. Ethan, what you have said. Hmm. Vadasi, what you have spoken. Evam. Yes, what you have spoken is right. Vasudeva is endorsing Kamsa's view. What did Kamsa tell that Vasudeva is endorsing and agreeing with his view? Uh, Dehina, that uh, Agyana Prabhava Aham Dihi Dehina. Only by the influence of ignorance, Agyana Prabhava. Prabhava means being influenced by, coming under the sway of, being under the control of. So Agyana Prabhava means one who has come under the influence of ignorance. And this is important to note. Prabhava. In the altar we have Prabhavali. Because the Lord's altar has got a prabha or an influence on the seer. Prabhava means being influenced by. Agyana prabhava means being influenced by ignorance. So when you are influenced by something, you are under the sway of that something. If it is ignorance, then you are controlled and influenced by ignorance. And everything which flows out thereafter is simply an exhibition and manifestation and expansion of ignorance. That's all. Similarly, when one is influenced by knowledge, jnana prabhava, then whatever he speaks, whatever he does, whatever he thinks, whatever he um, does is all simply a manifestation of knowledge. So, ajnana prabhava, aham dihi dehinam. So, Kamsa said that only because of being influenced by ignorance, a conditioned soul, uh, dehina, accepts the material body as a self, and aham dihi, he accepts a bodily ego. See, we have to note this because the entire material world is opposite, is in this consciousness, and the devotee is exactly opposite of this consciousness. We should know very clearly. Otherwise, we'll also become influenced by this material consciousness. Even a demon like Kamsa is able to appreciate only because they're in ignorance. They're accepting the material body and the bodily ego. What you have said about this philosophy is correct. Evam, it is right. But see what you have said. And further he's saying, Yataha. Now, what is the effect of this ignorance of accepting the material body and bodily ego? What is the effect? Because we have to understand no question, answer, logic, equations. We have to understand it this way. Then only we can try to get out of this bodily concept or this illusion or the ignorance. So, what is the effect of this bodily consciousness, bodily concept of life? So, yataha, because of being influenced by the bodily concept of life, swapara iti bidha. The differentiation of bidha means differences. Differentiation of swa and para come into existence. Swa means mine, para means this is another's. This is mine, this is yours. Where is this distinction originating from? From this bodily concept of life. Why? Because everything belongs to God. Nothing is yours, nothing is somebody else's. Everything is God's. But in bodily concept, you think something is yours, something is somebody else's. Both are wrong. Therefore, there are two philosophies, Bhoga and Tyaga. Both are bogus. Bhoga is bogus, Tyaga also is bogus. Bhoga means to think this is mine, I have the right to enjoy. When does the right to enjoy come? When does the right to enjoy come? When there is proprietorship, there is right to enjoy. That is why we say all sense gratification is sinful or wrong. Because sense gratification means what? The word itself it is there. Senses gratification. But whose senses? My senses. Because I think I am this body and this body belongs to me. This is mine. This is mine. Therefore, because of the sense of proprietorship, because I think I own this body, from that is flowing the concept of enjoyment. Therefore, I have to enjoy this body, I have to enjoy the senses. Is the root cause analysis. Because I think I'm the body, that is why I want to enjoy the senses, because it is mine. If I don't enjoy, what is the use of that? What is the use of owning something? Suppose I have a house. If I don't use that, what is the use of constructing a house if I don't enjoy? It is mine. If it is yours, you have the right to enjoy. Proprietorship gives the license to enjoy. But because Krishna is the owner of senses and therefore he is called Kesha, you are not the owner of senses. Therefore, you don't have the right to enjoy the senses. This is the analysis. Krishna is the owner. Therefore, this has to be offered in the seva of Krishna for his enjoyment because he is the owner of the senses, proprietor of the senses, controller of the senses. Kesha means three, all these. He is the owner, he is the proprietor, he is the controller, he is the director, he is the master, everything. Therefore, it has to be offered to him. Just like in a company. Suppose, generally, in higher designations, they are given a lot of facilities and assets. Not in, you know, not people who are in the low ranking job, but people with high ranking, high profile designations, they get a lot of facilities in the company. They may get laptops, they may get a separate cabin, they may get computers, they may even get a vehicle, they even get a house to stay. All of the facilities are given by the company. What is the intention? What is the idea? The idea is this director or the CEO, generally that cadre people only get all these kind of facilities, that they will work for the company, use all these facilities and infrastructure to strengthen the company, to heighten the company's assets, shares, etc. It is not that I have been given a separate cabin, I have a separate car, I have a separate mobile, and let me enjoy that. No. Then those facilities will be withdrawn by the company. It's natural, right? So it's not meant for his enjoyment. Oh, I got a nice laptop, nice car. They give me a driver. They give me a PA. Let me exploit them to the maximum. No, that is not the idea. So similarly, these senses are given to us. Sometimes when I was studying in college, one student asked me. That time I didn't have a very strong answer, but now I have. And he asked me, it was in MS Ramaya College. Boys are very strong, right? So, students especially. He said, see, the senses are there. Why we should not enjoy? God only gave me, right? If God didn't give me, is another thing. God only gave me, no? So it is meant for enjoyment. So why you are denying enjoyment? Of course, we have another explanation saying spiritual enjoyment that they don't understand because they don't understand spirit. So what is spiritual enjoyment? They don't know. So they think this body is there, senses are there, God has given us. Let us enjoy. Why we are denying? So why we are not enjoying these senses? Same example I gave. Hmm. These senses are given to facilitate God's service, not your service. It is meant for God's seva, not swaseva. That's why in the yagna, if you see every time, beginning and end of every mantra, we say idam, the name of the deity, and idam na mama. Three times. Beginning also three times end. Like we say today we did Narsimahoma. Idam Narsimaya, idam namama. That means this is meant for you, Narsimha. Just like don't forget Krishna, remember Krishna. Both way you have to put it. Otherwise, Maya is very tricky. That's why both positive statement, negative statement, both has to be spelled out. Both has to be spelled out. Always remember Krishna, positive. Negative part of it, part of it is don't forget Krishna. Both has to be spelled out. This is Isopanishad formula. Isopanishad says you should simultaneously culture knowledge and also know what is ignorance simultaneously. It is not enough to know only knowledge. You should also know what is ignorance. Because if you don't know what is ignorance, that can be confused to be knowledge. So you should also know what is ignorance, you should also know what is knowledge. Both you should know. So always remember Krishna, do not forget Krishna. So, um, so these senses are given for the purpose of serving the Lord, for his enjoyment, not for your enjoyment. Just as the company assets are given to you so that you will do something for the company, not that you will further your shares instead of the company shares. That's why big companies, sometimes big directors are removed, CEOs are removed, directors are removed from position. Recently, it happened. One of the very big companies in the world, in the Middle East, the chairman's, the person's accounts was freezed because there was abuse of the you know assets and the rights which was given to him. So these senses are given to satisfy the Supreme Lord. And we get prasada. Just like you do good work for the company, company will give you salary plus bonus and increment. So we also have enjoyment as prasadam enjoyment. Prasadam enjoyment, not bhoga enjoyment. There is a prasadam enjoyment. By serving Krishna, engage in sense in the service of the Lord, Krishna is satisfied. Jasmin tushte jagat tushte. We get prasadam enjoyment. How? You will experience it. But first of all, you have to perform. Just like without even working on the day one of the month, you expect bonus and increment and perks and all these things. How do you expect? Let the month end, 30 days must be over. uh, After that, you can expect something. So, like that, you have not even performed devotional service. Then, how do you expect spiritual enjoyment for your spiritual senses? Not possible. So, first you perform, then you expect. First, you satisfy the Lord, then the Lord will bless you with spiritual happiness, with purification. So, now the main point in this verse is by the influence of ignorance. Let's understand this. Does one accept the material body and bodily ego? Now we are going to discuss one of the most important subjects of Krishna consciousness called how to understand false ego, address the false ego, and dissolve the false ego. This is the main project in Krishna consciousness. We are practicing Krishna consciousness to become Krishna conscious, not become Maya conscious, to come out of Maya consciousness and to come to Krishna consciousness. The Maya consciousness is to accept this material body and the bodily ego. And Krishna consciousness is to accept that I am part and parcel of Krishna and loving servant of Krishna and eternally meant to serve the Lord and be in complete bliss. So that is the goal. So today our position is as what is described in the philosophy of Nyaya called Supto Hita Nyaya. Anybody has heard about it? Supto Hita Nyaya. The logic of waking up from sleep, awakening from sleep. There are different Nyayas or logics. This is one of the interesting logics which Prabhupada used to quote many a times. Supto Hita Nyaya. So what is this logic of awakening from sleep? Just like now it is day, we're all active, we've woken up, and we know what we're supposed to do. Some are students, some are professionals, some are employees, some are housewives, some are, you know, doing different kinds of jobs. So we all know what we are supposed to do today. The day is over, the night sets in, then you take rest, you forget your identity, your designation, your work, everything. When you're sleeping, do you remember I'm so and so? I'm male, I'm female, I'm CEO, I'm prime minister, I'm a student, I'm a child, I'm a female. You don't remember anything of your gross identity. You forget when you're sleeping. But when you wake up the next day again, immediately your past consciousness and awareness is reawakened. That is how again you go to school. Again you continue your job. Suppose today you went to school and th- you slept in the night today. Tomorrow the day broke. You got up. You forget that you are a student. Will you go to school? So that continuity is happening. Paramatma is giving that memory, remembrance. Smritihi. Paramatma every day is reminding you, okay, get up. What you were yesterday, the Lord gives that link back. So again, you know, oh, you're a student, you are a professional, you are a father, you are a mother, you are this, you are that, whatever. So, so long you don't wake up, you're in ignorance. The moment you wake up, you know what you are, isn't it? Similarly, Shastras are giving this logic or example to say when the soul is awake, when is the soul awake? When the soul is Krishna conscious, he is awake. This is the awakened state of the soul. But when the soul is sleeping, what is that sleeping? In material concept of life, accept in the material body and bodily ego. That is called the sleeping state of the Atma. In that also further sleeping is also there. That is also there. Hmm. Nidra is there, Mahanidra is also there. Different states are there. So when the soul is sleeping, he is said to be in ignorance. Then he forgets what he is. That I'm a spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. He forgets. And that is our present status. Then when you sleep, what will happen? You accept many, many identities as yourself. You may be a butterfly in the dream and flying nicely in the temple hall and in the garden, Tulsi garden. Huh? Sometimes we get dreams, isn't it? You're flying in space because you heard Narada Muni's story. He's a transcendental spaceman. That night you'll get a dream. Okay, I am also flying in space like Narada Muni. But that's not not your identity. Your identity is when you wake up, you will know what's your identity. Similarly, because every day you dream, and you see every day you keep on dreaming different things. Similarly, the soul also is accepting different kinds of material bodies. Just like every night you dream differently. Now that all the life you dream the same thing, keeps on changing. Concoctions. Concoctions. Similarly, these different kinds of material bodies are concoctions of the agitations of the mind. The more you agitate your mind in material consciousness, you get different kinds of material bodies. So the production of material body is based on the agitations of the mind. Within the domain of the three modes of material nature, produces different kinds and varieties of material bodies and the egos thereof. So when the soul awakens its original consciousness called Krishna consciousness, the illusion is broken. I'm not the body is realized. The illusion is broken. So long the soul doesn't wake up, he continues his material identity in different material bodies and different material egos. Project is simple in one line, but it takes millions of lifetimes to actually complete the project. To begin the project, it is easy. Most people have not begun the project also. They don't even know what is the project. Sometimes students, when they're doing engineering, I remember, we have a semester we should take a project. They're still mulling on, okay, which project to take. 6 months, they'll think that only. Don't know what project to take only. So similarly, people don't even know what is the project in human life. That's what Prabhupada says. The business in human life is to address this point of false identity. And this false identity gives a sense of independence. Prabhupada's talking about it in the purport. We'll come to that maybe some other time. So, so when you wake up to Krishna consciousness, when you become Krishna conscious, then you realize you are a spirit soul, not this material body. Then your ego is dissolved. False ego is dissolved. You see how much we are in ignorance. Let's take a practical situation. We're all sitting here in the temple hall, shouldn't it? Now here we have Pavana Prandas, isn't it? Everybody knows him. He also knows about him, right? Let's see something very practical, I'll tell you. Very revealing and very shocking if you appreciate. Now he is Pavan Prandas. Let's ask him a question. Are you Pavan Prandas? Yes, no. No, no. Are you Pavan Prandas? Okay. All of you accept that he is Pavan Prandas? He is Pavan Prandas, right? Suppose if I say he is Pavan Prandas, right? No, there is one more brahmachari in front of me, Vishnu Charandas. Suppose you say, no, he is Vishnu Charandas. Hey, no, Prabhu. Prabhu, you are mistaken. Prabhu is sitting there. I am Pavan Prandas. Immediately you will say, right? I am Pavan Prandas, Prabhu. Probably you are mistaken. So he is Vishnu Charandas. Instantly. There's no big revelation, realization, tapasya, go to Himalaya, cutting down, eating, fasting, vrata. You have to do that? So, it's endeavor and effort to accept that I am Pavan Prandas. Pavan Prandas. What is the philosophy needed? What is the tapasya needed? Big deal, isn't it? Very important point. Now, take our case now in that case. I am thinking I'm this body, which I am not. Why am I accepting this illusion then? If I say you are Vishnu Charan, he will not agree. He'll deny. He will deny. Because he is not. It's so obvious and so gross. Doesn't require great realization and spiritual realization and purification and all this. So much all we keep talking. You have to purify, purify. Means becomes too much for our head. All these things. Not. He required to purify to know that he is Pavan Prandas. You don't even require purification. Normal identity, he is Pavan Prandas. Normal thing. Purification needed for something else further. How to serve Krishna, this, that, and all. You can imagine the depth of ignorance we are in. The spirit soul, each of us a spirit soul, but we are thinking we are this body. I am male, I am female, I am Indian, I'm Indian American. Further combinations and blending. American Indian, Indian American, Indian Australian, all kinds of blending and combinations and mixing up of egos, complex egos. Same thing. I, a human being, am sleeping and dreaming I'm a butterfly. Now the question comes, is it I am a human being dreaming that I'm a butterfly, or is it I'm a butterfly dreaming that I'm a human being? What is the fact about this among these two? Is it that I am a human being but I'm thinking I'm a butterfly, or is it that I'm a butterfly but thinking I'm a human being? Which is true? Both are false. Because the soul is dreaming sometime that he's a human being, soul is dreaming sometime he's a butterfly. So actually the soul is nothing to do with the human body or the butterfly body. He is a spirit soul. Like that, we should know, I have acquired this body. Acquired this body. Hmm. Immediately I should reject it. We're not doing that. See, if I say Pavan is Vishnu, he says, no, 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 Prabhu, I'm not Vishnu. I am Pavan. If I ask him, hey, Pavan, hey, no, Prabhu, I'm Vishnu, Prabhu, I'm not Pavan. Immediately you will detach. You will detach your false identity. But in our life, you see, we're not doing that. I'm a body. I'm not detaching myself from the body. No, I'm this body. I'm butterfly. So, what is happening here? What is happening here? This is called Ajnana Prabhava. You are under the influence of ignorance. Only then you can speak. If you don't sleep, suppose when you're sleeping, then you don't know your identity. But if you're awakened and then I give a wrong identity for yourself, you will disagree. No, 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 I'm not that. Okay, we say Vishnu is a very simple example. Vishnu to Pavan, Pavan to Vishnu. Let me say, suppose I'm just saying, suppose an X is there, and then you say you're a criminal. I'm not a criminal. I'm a very nice gentleman. Immediately you will detest that very thought. I am not a criminal. I have not done a mistake. I didn't lie. I don't do such things. Then it immediately you detest. Yes, that alertness. It's called alertness. Because he's alert. Similarly, when you are awakened as spirit soul, this idea of this I'm this body is very terrifying, detestable. But because we're continuing to sleep and sleeping, ignorance is bliss continues. We have to wake up to Krishna consciousness. Then we appreciate, yes, yes, I'm servant of Krishna. I'm servant of Krishna. That's when we say, people are all in illusion and bewildered. Hey, what happened to you? And I have woken up, Baba, you're still sleeping. Hey, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ಯಾ? People say, sleep some more time. Then the same thing happens when sometimes somebody is sleeping and then you get up early and say, ಇನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡು. ಏನು ಅಷ್ಟು ಅವಸರ ಏನಿದೆ? ಹಾಂ ಮಂಗಳವಾರ ತಾನೆ ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. So like, so like that. You say, sleep, Babu, sleep some more time. They make us sleep in Maya. So, this state of existence is called material ego or false ego in ignorance. Ego means identity. So, false identity is false ego, and real identity is real ego or the true self, called the spirit or the self, spirit soul. And that exact identity, if you want to pinpoint, it is not that I'm a spirit soul. It is an incomplete identity, imperfect realization. To know I'm a spirit soul is imperfect and impure realization. Avishuddha Buddhayaha. It is described in Bhagavatam as Avishuddha Buddhayaha. To know I'm a spirit soul or Brahman, the disconnection from the Lord is an impure identity. So, I as a spirit soul stand alone is the state of impure existence of the soul. As much as I am the material body is an impure state of the soul, similarly to think I'm just a spirit soul, nothing else, is an impure state of the Atma or an imperfect state of the realization of one's self. So the correct realization and understanding is I am part and parcel of Krishna. This is the perfect understanding given in the Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna himself. You are part and not part of Krishna. It can be separated also, right? That's the Mayavadi's understanding. The spirit soul is cut from the Brahman and has become individual now. Again, it will rejoin. This is in the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita by Prabhupada. But you cannot cut the spirit soul. That is also being discussed in the Bhagavad Gita. Soul cannot be cut. Therefore, their understanding is wrong. Anyway, we will not discuss that point now. But uh, I am not just part of Krishna. We should note this. We are part and parcel of Krishna. That means parcel means inseparable. That is the idea in spirit. not just part of Krishna. Part and parcel of Krishna means inseparable from the Lord. It's one unit. Krishna and the Jiva together is the absolute truth. I have no existence without the Lord. I am a non-entity without the Lord. Just like how where can be the existence of the Son or the identity of the Son or the designation of the Son without the Father? Not possible, right? Without the Father, can the Son have a designation that he is a Son? The very word Son is coming. Why? Because of the Father. There's no Father, there's no designation. The vocabulary of Son itself will become non-existent. Become non-existent. Similarly, without Krishna, Jiva becomes non-existent. Identityless it becomes. So therefore, the Jiva cannot have an identity without its connection with the Lord. 100%. This is the basic understanding. Now there's a Vishishta Advaita to that philosophy or um, specialized identity. Okay, part and parcel of Krishna is a basic identity. What is the specialized identity? Loving servant of the Lord. Servant of the Lord is the first level. Then further specialized thing is loving servant of Krishna. This is the perfect identity, which is discussed in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So then now a probable question may come to our mind. Okay, Prabhu, I am in ignorance. I agree. I am humble. You think he is in ignorance? He is also in ignorance. He is in ignorance. She is in ignorance. Think everybody in the temple is in ignorance. Everybody in the world are in ignorance. That is too much to say. Okay, I am a fool. Fine. I am in ignorance. Fine. Think everybody is ignorant. Yes, this is called common illusion. This is called what is called as common illusion. Where in that present state, everything is an influence. Just like when you are under the democratic rule, you're influenced by those laws, and you have no choice. And you also become that. Suppose in a communist country, Prabhupada's time, especially if you see practically the whole country, even today, China for that matter, entire country reverberates with communism, communist feeling, without exception. So you go to the country, you'll be thoroughly uncomfortable, terrified. Absolutely freedom is taken away. No independence. That's a kind of atmosphere and culture they have. Mm. It's a culture. It's a system. How the whole country is following? They're influenced by the communists' idea, influenced by the democratic idea, influenced by the monarchical idea, etc., republic idea, etc. So many things. But mind it, the key word here is influenced. That means what? I'm trying to take you away from a natural state because I'm trying to influence you. The very meaning and spirit of influencing means I'm trying to divert you from something. Right or wrong is a different discussion, but influenced. That the soul is influenced by ignorance and therefore thinks is the material body. That means material body and material ego is the influence. Then what is the reality? Reverse analysis. What is the reality? Go to the fact checker, fact finder. What is the base identity? Your spirit soul. Then you investigate, then you get to know, oh, I'm a spirit soul. You identify yourself as a spirit soul. But I am now being influenced to think, made to behave like a person having material body. So this is called common illusion. Everybody is influenced. No, no surprise. It's a whole country. China is the biggest population in the world. India is 140 plus crore. China is, I don't know how much. So 150, 160 crore population they got. Imagine 160 crore people are thinking like that. Now you're able to appreciate. I'll give you another practical example. Today is what is called as branding. Everything is a brand. You may have a cotton shirt, but if it's branded, it gets a certain sense and value. And everybody accepts that. Whatever the price, they go for that. And everybody thinks if I don't wear this, there's no point in wearing a cloth. If I don't have that brand, what is the use of wearing this cloth, Prabhu? This dhoti has got any brand? What is this dhoti? There's no brand only. At least basic brand. There's no brand only. What is this? So same cloth without that stamp of branding, it will be available for 1/10 the price probably. But you will not mind giving 1/10. You will not mind giving 10 times more the price branding. So they have influenced the people's minds. Every field practically today, be it cars, be it garments, be it food products, packaged food means great value. And the farmer is producing vegetables. Hey, be careful, huh? Be careful. And packaged food, blindly you will buy left, right, center. So common illusion. So all conditioned souls in this world are under the influence of false ego, brought about by ignorance, ajnana shakti, ajnana shakti. Hmm? So, and the way Maya has exercised her influence in this world is total autocracy. Just like these branding factories and products. Imagine their present state is like totally autocratic, commanding. Hmm. Rajaboga they're enjoying. You go to a branded factory, no questions asked. Whatever the price you will give and buy. But one small handcart fellow, 1 hour you will bargain with him for 50 paisa and 1 rupee. First of all, the item itself, vegetable will be, suppose one vegetable is 20 rupee. That also you will bargain. Hey, ನಿನ್ನೆ 15 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇತ್ತು ಏನು ಏರ್ಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ನೀನು ವೈ ಮೇಡ್ 20 ರೂಪಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ನಡೀತದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೋಸ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. And the same vegetable 1 kg, he'll sell 150 rupee branded packaged and one tag with a QR code. Great professionalism, and you blindly will buy it. But from Australia, this Badnekai has come. This brinjal has come and has made you a Badnekai. You have become a brinjal. Canada, we say that. So, like that, isn't it? So, we have been fooled just by the branding and packaging. And you accept it and you don't bargain. 150 rupee, not bargain even to 140. Yet 20 rupee brinjal bargain to 15 rupees. See how we've been made to accept. Like that Maya, her command is so great. She has made universally everyone accept from Brahma to an ant, you are this body. And this is your ego. Hmm? So it's not easy. Hmm. So there's a universal illusion, cosmic illusion, individual illusion, society illusion, caste illusion, country illusion. There's a global illusion, is a cosmic illusion. That is her influence. Why? Because Krishna is my energy, my Shakti. Not easy to overcome. So Krishna, if you surrender to me, then you can get out of it. Hmm? So therefore, the Krishna conscious movement is trying to reverse this false ego trend and the common illusion prevalent in the human society. Therefore, the very presentation of Bhagavatam, I'll close with this last point. In the Bhagavatam, interesting to note, the very opening note of Bhagavatam is to attack this false ego. Vyasadeva begins Bhagavatam by saying, by meditating on Vasudeva Krishna, just by that very meditation, Dhimahi, you will conquer false ego. Finished. Entire project is collapsed. False ego project finished. Satyam Param Dhimahi, he says, Muhyanti yat suryaha. This ego is so difficult to overcome. Suryaha. Even devatas are kept in illusion. Muhyanti yat suryaha. Uh, Nirasta kuhakam sada dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. Vyasdev is saying, in order to be free from these illusory effects of this material world, I constantly meditate sada, constantly meditate on nirasta kuhakam, sada nirasta kuhakam. Constantly meditate on the spiritual world and the supreme lord in the spiritual world, which is who is Vasudeva, because that spiritual world and that supreme lord who is the controller of the spiritual world is eternally free from illusion, illusory effects. Nirasta kohaka, kohaka means illusions, nirasta means free from, sada means always free from illusion, like that. So this very Bhagavatam, we are doing the discussion daily for this very purpose, to dissolve this false ego. You can refer about 25 items Rishabhdev has given to conquer false ego. 25 items in 5th canto, 5th chapter, text 10 to 13. You can read that. I thought of discussing, but very short of time now. Very powerful. 4 verses. Finish. False ego project collapsed. 4 verses, 25 items he says. That's all. One of them he says, Mat Kathayacha Nityam. Constantly discuss and hear about me. That is why Prabhupada introduced this Bhagavatam class daily and compulsory. If you hear Bhagavatam daily, your false ego walls and structures and superstructures will keep collapsing and breaking and weakening. And one day it will fall down. Stop here. Prabhupada ki jai.